You're dealing with a lawyer in a high conflict situation. There's something that your lawyer's not telling you, but they definitely wish that you already knew. And I'm going to go over all of that right now in this video. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm also known as the Leverage Lawyer. And if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe, hit that notification bell because we talk about all things leverage every single day on this channel and giving you exactly what you need to get the results in your life and your business and your career that you want to get. All right, so right now your lawyer's sitting across from you hoping that you know one thing. And the fact that most people don't know it is probably the single biggest reason that cases that should be won or getting the results that you want to get end up settling for less than they should. And it's not a legal strategy necessarily. It's not even a document. It's a shift in how you think and how you understand your role in your case. And once it lands for you, everything will change. If you've hired an attorney and you've been waiting for them to fix this, if you've been, handing them all your stuff and just saying, hey, my lawyer has everything, then you are seriously hindering yourself because you're expecting your lawyer to figure it out. You're hoping that they figure it out. And hope is not a strategy. If you've been telling yourself this, like, oh, well, I paid them. That's what I'm paying them for. I want you to stay with me because there is a completely different way to be a client in this relationship. And it is the way that produces the outcomes that you actually really deserve and want and expected when you went and signed that retainer agreement and paid them, money at the beginning of your case. I'm Rebecca Zung. I've been doing this for 25 years as a trial lawyer. I'm going to give you the single most important reframe in the entire attorney-client relationship right now, the 4 moves that can make it real in your case and a shift that turns clients from maybe winning to optimizing your potential for outcome. Your lawyer is really more a translator, okay? So their job, when you hire a lawyer, they know the law, but they don't know your life. So if you're over there thinking, I'm overwhelmed, I'm angry, I'm confused, this isn't fair, I feel gut punched, all of those feelings and emotions that you're processing right now, you're going to try to convey that information to your lawyer, and you're hoping they're going to fix it, that they're going to help you get the outcomes that you want. That's why you pay them. That's why you pay them at the beginning. You pay them hourly throughout, and you're hoping that they're going to help you put things right, get things right. This story isn't just wrong. It's the exact reason why most people don't get the results that they want to get because your lawyer is not a magician. They don't have ESP. They're not a translator. If you hand them chaos, then they're going to be dealing with chaos. Okay. If you're just venting, then they have to turn off whatever part is noise and try to extrapolate out what is important information that they can actually use. So they've got to take what you've got going on over here, transmute it into something that lawyers, legal people in the system, such as mediators, arbitrators, judges, people like that, can actually apply because the law is actually what is is pertinent here. And if they're trying to translate noise, then they're going to have a much bigger job than if you bring them a clean, structured, documented pattern that translates into leverage. So here's the reframe in one sentence, and then the 4 moves that make it real. Your lawyer applies the law, you build the leverage. This is the entire thing. Listen to this again. The lawyer applies the law, you build the leverage. Your lawyer knows the law. They help to apply it. That's what the judges will sit up and take notice of. Putting together that story in an organized fashion. Those jobs are separate. Your lawyer's job is to do legal research, write the legal documents, such as motions, pleadings, memorandum of law, that sort of thing, and show up with you and be your mouth, be your advocate at the different legal proceedings. That's their job. Your job is to bring them the information that they need. If you are accused of something, the first thing your lawyer is going to do is look at you and say, is it true? How should I respond? And they're going to ask you to put it all together. Not, their paralegal, not their associate. It's going to be you, and you're going to have to be the one who does it. So here are the 4 moves that turn principle into practice. Number 1 is document everything. I know you hear that all the time, but what you want to be documenting is what's actually happening that matters. And if you're not sure, then document everything. But eventually, each one of those texts is going to build up and show a pattern. Every email reveals different contradictions. Every transaction that looks strange, every missed exchange, broken agreement, every commitment they made and didn't later denied, capture it, date it, save it in a structured file, not in your memory. You won't remember. And here's why this matters. In a high conflict situation, the truth is not what happened. The truth is what you can prove happened. Okay? Your memory is not evidence. Your feelings are not evidence. Your version of events, no matter how accurate, is not evidence. A time-stamped screenshot is evidence. A documented pattern is evidence. A financial record is evidence. When you walk into your attorney's office with receipts, you're not asking them to defend a story. You're handing them what they need, which is a case, a supported, admissible case, all right? The admissible evidence. You've converted your reality into something that the court can actually see. And that's the difference between a client whose attorney has to reconstruct the case from event session to being 3 moves ahead, right? So what I want you to do is build this from day 1 and find those patterns. And it just takes a couple seconds. And this is exactly why I built Slay AI, by the way. It's a private patent pending platform specifically for documenting in real time, building those incidents real time, creating timelines instantly, and putting all of your documentation in one place, because then it will find those patterns for you, those contradictions in everything that you're doing, the financial issues. So go in there, start Slay AI for free right now at slaypro.ai. All right, move number 2 is separate emotion from strategy. This doesn't mean you don't have emotions. You do, and you should process them. If you've been betrayed, if you're angry, which you have a right to be, if you're exhausted, which I'm sure you have every right to be, if you're dealing with grief, it needs to be processed. It's all legitimate, but it doesn't belong in your strategy conversations. You keep the emotion in one room, you keep the strategy in another. When you talk to your attorney, you're in the strategy room. When you talk to your therapist, your close friend, your priest, whoever that is, that's your emotion room. Both rooms are important, but mixing them costs you in ways that you cannot see from the outside. And here's why this matters. The other side, especially if they're high conflict, wants to keep you emotional. That's how they keep control. An emotional person is predictable. They overshare, they overreact, and they can use those reactions against you. You're giving away your leverage for free. Do not do that. So before every meeting with your attorney, before every court appearance, run this filter. Is this emotion or is this strategy? Which room does this belong in? Okay? Emotion, therapist, strategy, legal team. Same person, 2 channels, different audiences. Now, I want you to drop in the comments right now, which of the 2 rooms you've been mixing up. Are you bringing emotion into your legal strategy, or are you keeping them separate? Honest answer. Honest answer. Put that in the comments. All right, so 2 moves down, 2 to go. And the last two are what turns a client who's technically doing the right things into a client an attorney would want to go to war with. Okay. So move 3 is bring patterns, not vents. When you sit down with your attorney, do not unload a 2-hour narrative about how you feel and everything that's ever happened between you and the other side. Instead, bring the pattern. This happened on 5 specific dates. And here's the supporting documentation. This text, this email, this conversation, here it is, laid out. And this matters because courts don't rule on single incidents. They look at the patterns. A bad text is a bad day. 40 bad texts over 6 months is a documented pattern of behavior. And a pattern is what a judge can rule on. When you vent, you cost your attorney billable hours. Untangling that noise will it cost you lots and lots of money, and they may not even be able to get the results that you want. So the move for you is before every meeting, ask yourself one question. What is one pattern I'm bringing today? And if you can't name it in one sentence, you're not ready. Build that presentation and then bring your attorney something that you can actually use. And in Slay AI, you can build an attorney agenda so that you can make sure that every conversation with your lawyer is efficient and working for you. Okay. So start for free right now at slaypro.ai. Be that prepared client. That's move number 4. This is the one line that changes everything, the one thought that changes everything. Be the prepared client. Be the one who shows up with the folder. Be the one who answers the question before it's asked. Be the one whose file is so clean, your attorney actually looks forward to opening it and says, oh my God, can I kiss your feet for you? This is what matters. And I'm going to be honest with you. Attorneys are human. And even though you may think they love all the billable hours, that's not true. There's only so many hours in a day. And just think through, if they've got 30 to 50 cases, which is very average and very normal, and now they're spending a full day in mediation for one of them, they only have so much time for the other 39 cases. They've got lives, they've got kids, they've got a life, and there's only so many hours in a day to build, okay? And they don't want to spend time on these kinds of things, all right? And they are going to favor the clients that are more prepared, more ready. It's not favoritism, it's just a rational response to feeling like a more affinity to a client who's demonstrated that their case is potentially winnable, right? And that their attention is not going to be wasted. Okay, you cannot control whether or not that other side is going to be difficult. Just expect that they are. Just look at them, observe it, don't absorb it, don't dwell on it. You dwell on your side. You take care of your side of the fence and getting yourself prepared. And before every attorney interaction, ask yourself one question. Am I the client my attorney is going to look forward to seeing today? And if the answer to that is no, and be honest with yourself, then that's where you have some work to do. All right. Everything I just walked you through depends on one thing, building that structured file that turns you into the prepared client. And if you want a tool that takes your scattered mess of text and screenshots and turns it into court-ready leverage that your attorney can actually use, go to Slay AI, slaypro.ai right now and get started for free. You're not a passenger in this, okay? You don't need to be a passenger in your own case and just hope that, the cab driver is going to take you where you want to go. You're the architect. You're the driver, right? You take all of that information and you control the narrative that way. Okay, your lawyer applies the law, you build the leverage, you're the one who knows your life, document everything, separate emotion from strategy, bring patterns, not your vent session, and be the prepared client. Okay, every case, every time, this is how you optimize your results. If this helped you, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You share this with somebody who needs to see this today, and just check and make sure that you're subscribed and you've hit that bell. This is the kind of strategic thinking that I teach every single day. So the next time you walk into your attorney's office or send them an email or leave them a voicemail, ask one question: am I handing them chaos or am I handing them leverage? All right. The next video I want you to watch is do this to win your case in 10 minutes a day. This video showed you the reframe. That one will give you the daily practice. Watch them together for the complete picture. Remember, leverage plus clarity equals freedom. I'm Rebecca Zung, the Leveraged Lawyer. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in that next video.